Hey everybody, wanted to do another video. Today is going to be about the similarities between Barbie and Black Panther. Now, this is a meme that has been going around, and the reason why I like it is because if you've followed my channel for a little bit, you know this is actually the type of content that I live for. For another example of this, I did a video about how Avatar is really just Dances with Wolves. And actually also The Last Samurai and Fern Gully. All four of those movies are actually the same movie. So there's lots of examples where movies are blatantly just reskinning or retheming the same story. Again, Dances with Wolves and Avatar, the video for that here. And I think Barbie did the same thing with Wakanda. Now, there are examples of this where it is overt and it is on purpose. So West Side Story is just a retelling of Romeo and Juliet. Or another great example of this is the movie Clueless is actually just a retelling of Emma by Jane Austen. And often when it is based off of literature, it's, again, the movie maker is not trying to hide it. So, you know, Clueless is very clearly Jane Austen's Emma, and West Side Story is very obviously Romeo and Juliet. They don't make any, they don't pretend like it's not. But when it is one movie stealing from another movie, the way Tropic Thunder, for example, steals from The Three Amigos, which is a video I want to do, they try and hide it. They try and see if anybody's going to notice. And again, people have noticed the similarities between Barbie and Wakanda. Those similarities being, just to start, you have a hero who lives in a magical land that is kind of hidden from the rest of the world. You can't get to that magical land through normal means of transportation. There's kind of like a secret way to get there. So this magical land, which has, of course, very powerful women in it, is secluded from the rest of the world. But then the hero in this magical land goes into the regular world and learns about it, and then comes back and has questions about the society that they live in and how it was shaped and formed and whether or not it's right. Meanwhile, there's a usurper with previous knowledge of the outside land. Again, for Black Panther, that's Killmonger. For Barbie, it's Ken. That usurper takes over the magical land and has all kinds of new ideas about how they should restructure society and, maybe also even change the outside world. And then the hero confronts the usurper. They have a little bit of a battle, and eventually the usurper or anti-hero gives up power willingly, so that the society could go back to the way it was meant to be under the original hero's leadership. And then now back in power, the hero convinces the society that, most of the ideas from the usurper were wrong, although maybe there's a little bit here and there that we'll take and we'll learn from, and we'll open up a little bit more to the outside world. But we'll still keep our land, kind of special and magical. So again, these two movies are obviously playing off of each other. Or I should really say Barbie is ripping off of Wakanda. It's very possible that the Black Panther movie was ripping off of a previous story. I'm not sure. I bet you if we were to look hard enough, we would probably find it. I mean, again, one of the inspirations for this whole channel is the idea that there's really only so many stories that are told, and then they get told and retold and maybe shifted here and there. I do appreciate when new ideas and themes come in. Again, going back to Dances with Wolves and Avatar, which are clearly the same movie, what Avatar brought in was visually stunning, a little bit of sci-fi fun, the idea of I forgot what they called it, but when you would go into, a kind of avatar body, that science fiction element there is cool. For Barbie, again, I think this is pure just skinning and theming, right? Like Black Panther was about an African society with black people and kind of retelling a story where this country, this hidden country, has all of these amazing powers and properties that black people in at least in the United States feel like they don't have. And then Barbie was basically doing the same thing. Well, here's this magical land where women can be anything and everything they want to be, even though in society they don't feel that way. So it's really just a retheming, like changing Black Panther's motifs of I guess it would be black and purple with Barbie's pink and some other color, mostly pink. But I always find it interesting, to give credit where it's due. I don't want to say that the Barbie movie then has no merit. It's interesting to me that that same story can be retold for a different group. And maybe, I guess I wonder what that speaks to in terms of our society and also just the human narrative, the humanity of it, that groups of people can relate to the same story over and over again as it's told and retold. Again, future videos I hope to do. Tropic Thunder, total ripoff of The Three Amigos, which The Three Amigos is one of my favorite comedies. I don't know if it would stand the test of time today in terms of PC culture. Tropic Thunder might also not, so maybe there's another similarity there. And I would also like to do a look at Clueless and how it is just a readaptation of Jane Austen's Emma, although again, that's less of a surprise. It's very clearly and meant to be a retelling of that story. Anyways, as always, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe. Peace.